Hello, everybody. I am Aaron, the Gaming Godfather, with True Gamer Dimensions podcast, and it's going to be a little bit interesting. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Today, I want to talk about three games in general. I want to talk about a game, all three of which are indie. I believe the first one is considered indie. I'm not too sure though. So we're going to get to an indie game that's been released, an indie game that I would love to see released but won't happen, and another one that I hope will be released. So, the first one I got to talk about is Dark. Dark I heard quite a bit about. It's supposed to be a vampire stealth action game. So I was interested. Then I got my hands on it. This game sucks ass. To put it very bluntly. I just don't understand any real attraction to the game. To me, it seems like someone played Vampire the Masquerade, thought it was a pretty good idea, and then butchered it. Here's the overall story. I actually had to cringe my way for like an hour, so I couldn't even make it past that because it was starting to hurt how bad this game was. The story is as follows. You are all blurry and everything in a club. Everything's disorienting, and you have like the self-narrating kind of. Your thoughts are the narration of what's going on, even though you can kind of pick up what's going on by seeing your setting. So it starts off kind of odd from the word go, but you get the idea. You've probably recently been bitten, and you're going through the change. And of course, someone confirms that. And then they decide to find out what your superpower is, or, excuse me, a superpower. That'd be ridiculous. It's not like vampires can be reduced to, like, minor superheroes. Anyways, they decide to shoot you and see what happens. They don't bother to tell you that even if you do get shot, you can regenerate, which costs blood. But we'll get to that in a little bit. It turns out your special ability is Shadow Dash. Yes, you can kind of teleport from a short distance. Now, here's the weird thing. You're not a full vampire. Uh-oh. It means you're a vampire, right? No. This is in a world, if you know Vampire the Masquerade and how things work there, yeah, just throw that entire book out the fucking window because none of that's going to apply here. There's no real sense of clan, something like that. It's vampires and humans, and that's it. Some vampires keep themselves, other ones are open and friendly. And, of course, you immediately meet four? I think it's just three. Three nice vampires. There's a security guard, an owner of the club, and two sisters. I was right. Okay, four, because it's the DJ and the bartender. So the bartender, of course, whips up blood drinks for you. The DJ just doesn't want to talk to you because she's a little bit of a see you next Tuesday. The bodyguard is, of course, your tutorial through combat and stealth and whatnot. And here's my big problem. While I understand Vampire the Masquerade, the PC game, which is an incredibly great game, you could be a silent partner in a nightclub. This one, and you eventually get to the point you actually become very powerful, so you have to take that into consideration. In that game, you eventually get to the point where you take on heads of clans, and that's a pretty big deal. This one, the head of the nightclub is 10 years old as far as a vampire is concerned. So she's a child. She's a fucking child in the vampire world. But again, we're not talking Vampire the Masquerade or anything that's even remotely vampire related. Yeah, they just kind of just shat all over that. Here's the other thing that's very interesting. You remember all the great myths and folklore and tales about vampires being super tough and extremely fast and agile and everything like that? Yeah, they shed on that too. Normal bullets will kill a vampire. I know, I was shocked too. How many? Quite a few, actually. I decided to test out by just standing there, let a couple of guys keep on shooting me, and they're two things: one, shitty shots; two, slow shooters. Early on, those people, my God, they take forever to shoot. But yeah, you can die just by being shot at. So that means it's just wise for you to be able to pick up guns, right? So if you knock out a guy or drain his blood, the only two things you can really do against a guy, you can pick up his gun and shoot back, right? Wrong. No. What do you get to do? You get to stay stealth the entire time. Pretty much if you break stealth, you're kind of fucked. And you would think, okay, so we're talking more of a focus like Hitman or Splinter Cell. So you're demigod like as long as you stick to the shadows and you're very crafty and sneaky and things like that, right? Wrong. You can't even drop down from ledges. You can't climb ledges. You can't drop down at all. And even with your shadow dash, that has a problem with line of sight. So many times I wanted to teleport down a floor and just simply teleport behind the guy, and I couldn't because there was a hip-high wall in front of me. So line of sight, no, it's like line of crotch is how you got to aim this thing. And it would be all great and all except for a lot of problems with it. In Splinter Cell, or even Hitman, how fast does it take you to take down a guy if he doesn't have any clue you're nearby? A couple seconds maybe? Come up, snap his neck, slit his throat, bing, bing, boom, you're done? Yeah, this one, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but they wanted it to seem like you are Muay Thai boxer. One of the moves, it dumbfounded me. I think you gut punch the guy and then you smash him on the head or something like that. But here's the problem: it takes forever. It's almost a good, I want to say 10 to 15 second long animation. This is not little slit the throat, walk away. No. This is got to teleport in front of the guy and then do some big flourish, back kick, and everything like that. Now, of course, it's stealth game, so that means all these moves are stealthy, right? Wrong again. All these moves make noise. Fuck yeah. So that means you get really cool powers. Well, no, you're thinking Vampire the Masquerade again. You get a few sorcerer tricks. You get illusionist tricks. Basically, you get to make noise, and there are a couple that are okay. Like you can possess them for a quick second. But I shouldn't say possess. It's more like you make them completely unaware of your presence. You can go right up in front of them. They won't know. Pardon me. They won't know you're in front of them. So there's like 2, maybe 3 powers actually good. The Shadow Dash, you actually have to upgrade 3 times, because it's already got one rank in it. You have to get the 4th rank before you can actually do anything directly with it. Before it's just a teleport. The 4th rank, you get the chance to actually teleport and kill a guy instantly, which of course does a lot of noise. The game seems to basically punish you for going stealth. It really does. There's no two ways about it. It's, we're going to make it difficult for the sake of being difficult. And here's the thing. It basically babies you about stealth. You see this guy right here? He's not going to move. So sometimes guys are going to stand there and do nothing, as a lot of guys in stealth games do. They kind of stand there and stare at a wall. Why? Because they're video game things. And these guys over here, they'll wander in a set area. It's called patrolling. So just kind of watch and memorize their pattern, and you'll be able to get them, no problem. Don't worry. Shit like that. And yeah, like I said, you don't climb in this game. If you see a ledge, and when I mean a ledge, I don't mean something that's 50 foot in the air. I'm talking about climbing a chain link fence that's maybe 10 feet. You have to shadow dash to it. and that will trigger the animation to climb it. Yeah. So you can't walk up and scale it like any other normal enhanced human would be able to. We're not even talking vampire. We're just talking enhanced human. Hell, a human, you can't climb. No, you can't. This is infamous. You can't climb a chain link fence. Nope. No, fuck you. You can't. I had just so much problems with this game because here's the beautiful thing. They go a little bit Dead Space on you and a little bit Splinter Cell at the same time with one thing. You're able to turn on, I think it's just simply called Vampire Vision, in which if you hold the right trigger, Xbox 360, you will actually turn your screen into static porn, pretty much. It's just all TV static except for bad guys. Bad guys are bright red static human forms. And this allows you to see through walls and floors and ceilings and all sorts of shit. So it's a huge advantage, right? Well, what it also does is it gives you a marker of where to go, just like Dead Space does. The problem is it's the same color of the static, so it's very hard to see then. And when you let go of the trigger, the purple trail it leaves behind, second or two. That's how long it lasts. Just a second or two. That's it. So, yeah, again, fuck you. It's just like, oh, I need to know where to go. Okay, hold the trigger, and look. Okay, where to go? Shit. Okay, I think it's up the stairs. So, the game is just utter crap. I when I first saw it, I thought, all right, it looks like somebody took Vampire the Masquerade graphics and just slapped on Borderlands cell shading, and went with that. Maybe it could look good. No, it doesn't. Everybody talks like they're in an old Godzilla movie. Their mouths keep flapping away even when they're not really making sense. So they're like, and a slight pause. I know where to go to that place. And even when there's those slight pauses like that, the mouth will still keep fucking flapping away. It's so goddamn annoying. It doesn't even look that good, to be honest. And they even stick to just stereotypical bullshit. It actually starts to depress me after a while. The character's name is Eric Bane. And the reason why you don't know anything about Eric Bane... You ready for this? You ready? Are you ready? He has amnesia. Oh yeah, they took a page from a fucking soap opera. So apparently whenever you get bit by a vampire and then he or she drinks your blood, that starts turning you into a vampire. It ends with you becoming a full vampire after you have some of your master, turner, dominatrix, I don't fucking know what they call it. They don't really give a name. Basically, the person who started turning you into a vampire, you have to drink some of their blood. If you don't, you turn into a ghoul. Oh yeah, they kept that name in there. This isn't a ghoul, which is like a slave or a human pet or a foot soldier to the vampire. No. This is the like D&D ghoul, where you're just like a mindless creature that just kind of keeps going around like a fucking animal. So yeah, it's just like they tell you your brain just kind of just turns feral. You can't control it. The only way you can stop it is by drinking the blood of the person that bit you. And drink your blood. So the whole thing is you're trying to find out who turned you and get their blood before you go rawr. And it would be okay except for a few things. You know how like in Hitman or Splinter Cell it actually stays third person? Well, the only time you'd want to go first person is you're going to shoot somebody, and we've already established that you don't shoot people in this game. There's guns all over the place, but God forbid you pick one up. Even if you're a shit shot, you could still pick it up and maybe, I don't know, throw it. You're part vampire. You could at least hit somebody with it or try and shoot them from close range. It's not that fucking hard. So if you want to move a body in this one, you're automatically pulled into first person perspective, and the body just kind of does a Half-Life 2 gravity gun effect. There's no arm, no fingers, no hand, no ghostly image of your holding them. It's just you sliding away in first person perspective, and the body just kind of following you like you have an invisible leash attached to you. And then you just kind of let them go, and then boom, back to third person perspective. So, like all those games that they allowed for animation and did their fucking jobs and made it so when you grab a body, you actually see your character pick up the body or grab a part of them and start dragging along. Yeah, no, they got fucking lazy and they threw it out of the window and they figured, close enough. So, as I already said, I tried to go through, but I cringed my way through this fucking game. I couldn't go all the way through because it just started getting from bad to worse. Like I said, they baby you on the most basic aspects of stealth games, and I really hate that nowadays. It's like they show you in a cutscene you're in a museum, and there are these motion sensitive kiosks. So when you step in front of them, it will start talking and telling you about what exhibit you're seeing. So of course that tells you right away, don't go in front of that because that's going to alert the people there. Well, what do they have to do? They write it down for you. They put in plain text so that you can fucking read what you already picked up on from the goddamn cutscene. It's just... It looks like it just basically goes from bad to worse as the game progresses. I mean, there's nothing good about it. I didn't hear anything phenomenal about the music that made it worthwhile for me to want to go find that soundtrack for it. The game looks like utter shit. Everybody just looks like stereotypical male and female character models with like hair and skin color differences, along with clothes. Plus the mouth flapping. What the fuck? Come on, guys. It's 2013. If you're going to do that, don't give them a voice. Just go like 8-bit. At least mouth flapping fits there. The controls they're dirt simple, but they're dirt simple in all the bad ways. You have to, in order to hit somebody, or rather attack them, or suck their blood, you have to be in range, but also it seems like it has to be context sensitive. So it's not like you have to be within arm's reach. It's almost like arm's reach if you're standing in front of them. Not as if you were turned to the side and you gain that extra half foot to a foot reach. So, yeah, basically you have to be right on fucking top of them and almost touching them before you can bite them and suck their blood entirely, or you knock them out cold or kill them or whatever you do whenever you punch them, kick them, snap their neck. So the long short of it, if I can say anything about this game, just don't rent it, don't buy it, don't look at it, don't do anything with the developer, or find out who the publisher is and tell them just stop making this game, don't put it out anymore, it's utter crap. At the very least, this is going to be hopefully treated like Defiance and thought to be, this game's not selling well because it's shit. So let's turn it from like a $40 game down to like, 10. And then maybe it's doable. At $10, yeah, I think it'd fit and be okay. But all these problems, no, that's not a fucking $40 game. No, fuck you. Fuck you big time. If I had to give a number on it, 2 or 3. 2.5, there you go. The stealth is okay. I mean, actually be able to hide behind stuff. The vampire vision makes it entirely too easy to be that way, so it's kind of baby mode in certain ways. And the story is somewhat okay. It deals with vampires. Hey, cool, right? So, yeah. Dark. As in, dark and foreboding future for anybody who decides to play this fucking game. But let's move on to the second game. And I've let lately I've been on Kickstarter a lot, and I've been seeing some good games. And Mighty Number Nine, Shantae the Half Genie Hero, Hex, things of that nature. And it's kind of got me a little addicted to it. And I've actually found two games. The first one I'm going to talk about, I want to see happen, but not as it is, and it's not going to come out anyways. Mutant Football League. And if anybody connected with the Mutant Football League hears this, hey, great. I'm going to give you a few things. One, sorry your game's not going to make your Kickstarter goal. You're not. This is the same as, I think it's Eternity Shadows or something or other. It's Sanity's Requiem on the GameCube. I know that's not the full title, but that game from 11 or 13 years ago back, it's got a sequel. It failed Kickstarter, but here's what they did and you need to do. Either A, try Indiegogo and get some funding if you want, and or go do Steam Greenlight. And that's what they did. They got greenlit on Steam. So, hey, good for them. That game might do okay. And Mutant Football League, you seriously need to change your graphics design. You show some amazing fucking artwork. Some really, really cool and very raw and very gritty and very realistic and very cool. Almost like a cross between a cartoon and anime. It's like a lot of action and guts and everything, but very sharp designs. Very, it gets the old adrenaline pumping, if you know what I mean. So it's got great artwork, but then you see the in-game concept art, and I don't mean of the characters. I mean, I believe there's only one shot of in-game screen, or what's supposedly going to be, and it looks like utter shit. They actually connect to a game called Football Heroes. The games are almost identical. I mean, here you've got, you look at it and you see things like the big ass enforcer, and it's this giant monstrous ogre thing. It's huge. It's intimidating. It's gigantic. And it's so fucking cool. I'm like, I want that. Oh yeah, I want that guy filming the entire goddamn screen. And what do you get? You get a guy that's, a little bit bigger than everybody else. And that's the problem. Everybody just kind of fits into one of, looks like three body types, either small, medium, or large. And that's it. I mean, the lizard man and the skeleton guy, undead. There's not much difference. They're both scrawny bastards. The enforcers, they all look alike to me. They're just different colors and horns, and that's about it. And if you look at it, it looks like a fucking cartoon. It looks like, what was it? Mutant League. Yeah, Mutant League Football. Remember? Yeah, they had a cartoon, Mutant League. It looks like the cartoon just went to mobile. It looks like it's going to be for a mobile game. It kind of looks a little shitty. It looks cheaply done. Now, here's what you need to do. And you can all shit on my ideas. I really don't give a crap because these are just two of my ideas as far as the designs. Go look at Mutant League Football on Sega Genesis. The Kickstarter page has a link to it. It's Replay Mutant League Football, and it's a YouTube thing right there. So you can go right there and you can either watch it on the page or go click on that and watch on YouTube. Whatever you want to do. And you will see just how good the 16-bit game still holds up. I mean, the little boxes for the player head or player and ref and coach's heads and upper torso. Oh, it's fucking great. It's hilarious. Like when the one coach's eye starts bugging out and his tongue starts going everywhere. It's fucking hilarious. It looks good. It does. Now, the in-game players, I do a little bit touching up on, but that's where we go with what River City Ransom Underground is. That's another. I'm going to divert for a little bit. River City Ransom's on Kickstarter, and I hope that one's going to make it. That one's got like 3 days on it, and it only needs like $7,000, something like that. Not that much. So, hopefully that one does it. Let's check real quick. River City Ransom Underground. It's got 3 days, and it's needing under $6,000 to be making it. I really hope it will. Fingers crossed. it'll make $6,000 in 3 days. I think it will. Now, that is the exact same graphics and art style on the NES. But they even say we wanted to keep that but use today's technologies. Fucking do that. Use those 16-bit graphics you have on Mutant League Football. Just make Mutant League Football 2. And just take today's technological prowess with those 16-bit graphics, and it's going to look fucking phenomenal. It'll look great. That, or take your artwork. You've got this stuff that is very just... Oh, it's truly artwork. I mean, as soon as you look down from Mutant Football League, you look, and there's a little video for it, the intro, and it's just this scary ass monster just coming down on you, and it's like you're looking at the entire thing. You don't want to hit play yet. You're like, what the fuck's going on? A guy losing his head in the background. There's some giant green behemoth to the left. On the guy to the right, it looks like his head came off and some biker thing. I don't know what the hell kind of face that is. It looks really cool, and the monster bearing down on you, he's got no goddamn pupils. It looks like a demon undead skeleton thing, but it's got big bulging giant arms. It looks really fucking cool. Let's go that route. Let's go a little bit like Blood Bowl, and I hate to refer to that game because I'm not a big fan of it. It's okay, it's just not my cup of tea. Do a little more three-dimensional, but do it so you can use that to your advantage. Allow it so that whenever let's say I'm on defense and I do blitz, and I got 2 or 3 of my guys just tackling the hell out of the quarterback. Say you hit him so hard, rips his goddamn arm off. Fucking awesome. Here's the thing. Now all of a sudden, say I rip off his left arm. The coach has a decision. Either take the player out of the game or keep his lazy ass in there. Turns out he's a righty. I took off the wrong arm. Shit. So what does the enemy coach do? Get your ass back on in there before I kick my foot so far up your ass the hair on my toes are going to tickle your tonsils. So right then and there, we have 3D models. You can see his left arm is just gone, but his right arm still there, and he's able to throw, maybe with a little bit of a disadvantage. So you go that route. Go more virtual reality. Go more realistic. Show off what can happen. A guy loses his leg and he just kind of hobbles around. Be able to use, like, you see that leg, you can grab it and start beating living shit out of somebody with it. And they already kind of show what they're doing that with the in-game concept. You got a guy punching somebody's head off, another guy's charging a guy, and he looks like that guy, the guy too lost a spiked baseball bat. You got another guy chasing a werewolf thing with a fucking hatchet with blood on it. A lot of shit, and it all looks too similar. But go that fucking route. Find Brutal Sports Football. Yeah, Brutal Sports Football, I believe. That one is very cool. You can actually pick up the heads, the severed heads of the guy you just killed. And I believe you can throw it at the teammate, and they will actually grab the head and freak out. At the very least, you throw the head at him and knock him down. There's one of the two. This is back on the Atari Jaguar. This is an old fucking game, and not a lot of people played it. So go that route. Make it very realistic. Put all that fucking gore in there, but don't make it look fucking cartoony. Because that's probably one reason where you're getting what's happening. This game has got 9 days to go. It wants $750,000. And drum roll, they only have $105,000. A little bit more than that. So in 9 days, they have to make $645,000, give or take a few bucks. So it ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry, Michael Mannheim. I'm a fan of Mutant League Football. Great game, but Mutant Football League's not gonna happen. Like I said, Indiegogo and Steam Greenlight, go that route. If you get greenlit, hey, cool, great. But fucking, you've already attached yourself to Football Heroes. Don't do a graphics design of that caliber. your fucking Mutant Football League. We want to see either that great 16-bit look, or we want to see some fucking gore. Third game I want to talk about. This is one I really hope is going to get happen. Where is it at? I just want to have some of the artwork in front of me. This is something I really hope will get approved or will make its funding, and it's doable, but I don't know. It's 14 days left. They're at 22,000. They need 100,000, so it's not impossible. I mean, you look at Mighty Number 9, third best in Kickstarter history. That made 4 million, I believe. Yeah, over 4 million. And so this one's doable. Here's the thing. Mighty Number 9 did talk about Citizens, the game I'm going to talk about now, Citizens of Earth. And this is a great game for people who are fans of Earthbound because it is heavily inspired by that. Anybody who's played Earthbound, do you remember when enemies would attack you from the back? It'd be that red circle, but if you would touch an enemy in the back, it would go green, and that would change how the start of the battle is. Yeah, that's what this game does. It's a little bit different. It just, rather than making it easier or harder, it just affects something in the battle. I'll get to that later. Now, here's the thing. The story of it all is you're the vice president of the world, not the United States, the world. And here's what I love about it. I'm personally biased by it, and fuck y'all if, hating me on this. He's a ginger. His entire goddamn family red as cherries, gingers. God, I love them. And you start off with your family. Here's the thing. The vice president never fights. Here's what he does. He tells people, he points and says, go. That's literally what he does. And he will be, during battle, just to the left, giving these little pep talk kind of things. Saying, show him what our family is capable of doing. If like it's his brother or something like that, or if his mom gets it, it's like, Mommy, are you okay? Do you need a hug? And it's hilarious and little shit like that. And to keep in line with Earthbound inspiration, we've all remember the cracked bat and things of that nature. Well, they use that same thing, which the brother, I believe he's a mailman. He apparently knows how to brawl. Like, he knows, like, wrestling moves. Like, his special attack is doggy pile. And he does things like takedown and, things like that. Mom knows how to nag. And her healing is a group hug. She does a fucking group hug. Now, in battles, there's only two things you have to worry about. Your HP, everybody fucking knows what that means, health points. And you get a nice little red bar. And here's a really cool thing, is whenever you take damage, that red bar, when it's about to lower, it becomes cracked as far as it's going to drop, and then it just kind of falls apart, and that's how it goes away. So rather than just kind of draining, it becomes cracked, and then looks great. Below that is power. Now, power is not thought to be equal like MP. I can't really think of a game off the top of my head what it's like. I'm going to kick myself in the head as soon as I remember it. What it is, it looks like little screw attack emblems, or icons, if you will. And what it is each time you use a special ability, or use anything, it'll tell you either it's going to reduce power or increase power. So either it's going to cost 1 or 2 or 3 power, or it's going to restore most likely just 1. So it'll tell you if it's going to increase power, give you back a little power icon, it's going to be kind of like a weak attack. If it's going to reduce it, it's going to have, some sort of special thing attached to it. It's going to do good damage, or it's going to heal, or it's going to confuse the enemies, or what have you. So it's very, very simple. It could not be any easier. And I'm going to go back real quick. The same thing, those red and green, blue circles, that all applies here. If you say go, and your group or your party touches the back of a guy or side of a guy, you get green. And what that does is just restores the power. But if the enemy touches you in the back or the side, each one of your teammates, party mates, whatever, they lose a power. So either you start with, an extra power gained, or everybody loses a power. Not like it damages everybody or slows them down. Nothing like that at all. So it's very, very cool that way. And going along with that, if you remember in Earthbound, if you became too powerful for the area you're in, every time you touch an enemy, if you could catch up to them because they'd actually run away from you, it just said, battle 1, here's your experience. And I fucking love that. I always loved that about Earthbound. It made grinding so goddamn easy. I could just find stuff that I was too powerful for and just touch it. Free experience. Citizens of Earth has got the same goddamn thing. If you get too powerful for the local enemies here, you just gotta touch them. Boom. Experience. Keep going on. They also make it kind of easy to get experience because every time you look at something or you should talk to somebody or get your picture taken or anything like that, you get experience. Everybody who's in your current party, because you can get a shitload of people. Looks like there's, I want to say 30, 40 people, but you only have 3 party members at a time. But you can interswitch them at any time. And when I mean anytime, I mean you can start over a current fucking battle. If you're losing a battle, you can literally choose to swap out party members, and it will restart that fight. Yes. I'm sorry, that is really fucking cool because I always hated, and I know it sounds like, oh, I bitch and moan about baby mode kind of stuff, but here's the thing. Let's say I've got brother, mom, and the conspiracy theorist. And it turns out I want the baker, or I need the baker. Those are the 4 people you get very early on in the game. You get your mom and your brother. Those are the first you get. Then you get the conspiracy theorist, and then you get the baker. And anyways, the baker's able to heal. Mom's able to heal. Brother's like a damage dealer. Let's say I get to a boss. That's the strategy I need, where I need 2 healers. Well, I've only been doing the conspiracy theorist, so I'm kind of fucking up. Starting to lose, let's say mom's nearly dead, and like, well, fuck, this sucks. Nope. I can just restart and swap mom out for the baker if I want to, or whatever. I can swap out the conspiracy theorist or the brother or whatever. And here's another very, very cool thing about all that. Depending on which party members you have, they will actually affect the way the party levels up. And that just made everybody go, wait, what? Okay, so here's the thing. The conspiracy theorist, if he's in the party, every single time, let's say the brother, or say you have brother, mom, conspiracy theorist. Every single time the brother and the mom level up, their resistance goes up by 1, and it'll say conspiracy theorist, or conspiracy theorist bonus, or whatever. So just by having specific characters in your party, you can actually make your current party members more powerful in a certain way. So if you want somebody to be tougher, you just have to have this one specific person in your party, and there you go. Very cool system. I really like that. I think it's very cool. The fact that trial and error is a lot easier. If you find out you're getting your butt whooped in a fight, you can swap out members and just restart the fucking fight. That is really great because that's good for people who just want to see what it's like to try different things with different enemies. And also for people who are kind of little greenhorns against the RPG world. This is a great way of getting them into it because it's so goddamn easy. Especially the fact that you aren't doing Final Fantasy grinding and you just have to keep killing shit over and over. And it's like, I already know I can kill stuff. I can just sit there and tap X and just attack. And I know it's going to be no problem. They got rid of that. You just get to a point you're too powerful. Every time you say, go, they go up, they touch them. Boom, experience. Moving on. Fucking great game. So hopefully, and this is one, if you are listening to this, please go to Kickstarter, look up Citizens of Earth - a modern RPG demo available now. That's right. you can fucking download for free, if you're a backer, rather, the demo of Citizens of Earth. And it's not like a very short demo. You get, I believe, at least one good boss. And it's very cool because the boss is the rival of the vice president. So where the vice president is on the side of the screen, his opponent, the boss, is on the other one. So it's like a presidential, in this case, vice presidential debate. And they're actually like slinging mud at each other. So it's even got like a little political humor involved with it. It's fucking awesome. There's no reason not to like this game. If you like RPGs in general, you're gonna like Citizens of Earth. Just look at it. I mean, the art is done extremely well. The music's actually not too bad, to be honest. It's a little simple, but it's kind of Earthbound simple. You know, it sets the tone very well. And as I said before, you're not looking at, 4, 5, 6 people to be in your party. You get only 3 party spots and that's it. But you get, I think it showed in the demo, 30, 40 spot. I don't remember how many it was. It was a lot. There's a lot of fucking spots for all the people you can have. And there's all sorts of things. It's your mom. It's your brother. It's a cop. It's the lunk at the gym. It's a baker. God knows what else. It could be a fucking robot. It could be an alien. I don't know. They show you, like, just watch the intro video. It's good. Trust me, this game's going to be very good. I seriously hope they make their goal. If not, I really, really hope they will do the same thing. Either go to Indiegogo or at the very least try for Steam Greenlight. I can guarantee they would get greenlit on Steam. Guarantee it instantly. So with all that, to recap, dark, horrible game, shit game, don't get it, avoid it altogether, treat it like the plague. Better yet, treat it like Jack Thompson and just kind of stray the other direction whenever you see it. Don't make eye contact and just keep walking. Mutant Football League, not going to happen. I'm a fan of Mutant League football, but Mutant Football League will not happen. And honestly, I would like to play the current version in the way it is, but that's because I'm just a fan of it. I like it because it's just fun. But I wouldn't enjoy it. I would just be doing it just kind of get my little urge of fandom out of the way. So, Mutant Football League has got to do a lot of fucking changes. The concept is there. It's fucking there. It's great game. But it's kind of hiding underneath a little bit of shit. So, we need to kind of take a pooper scooper to it. Then there's Citizens of Earth. Great fucking game. It's going to be a really good indie game. They're only asking for $100,000. It's like, oh my god, 100. You gotta look. Mighty Number 9, $900,000. Shantae, I believe, is $400,000. River City Ransom Underground, they're asking for $180,000. Let's see what else there is. Let's look at Hyper Light Drifter and Hex. Okay, Hyper Light Drifter. Okay, $27,000. But that fucking game's already made $450,000. My fucking god. Of course, that game does look pretty fucking badass. So that one's done huge. Shantae, they asked for $400,000. Hex, they asked for $300,000. So in all regards, Citizens of Earth is not asking that much as far as video game projects on Kickstarter. They have 14 days. They're at 22,000. I'm really afraid it's not going to happen, but I'm kind of hoping a Mighty Number 9 thing might kick in, and people will just all of a sudden wake up to it and like, oh, I want to back it. So that one, please back. Check out the demo and just enjoy that at the very least. I've enjoyed the demo. I've played it a couple times, to be honest. And that may sound sad, but it's because there's not really any RPGs of that nature. And just to be that simple and just fun and enjoyable and kind of cutesy in a way. and with great fucking character designs. I mean, there's no two that look alike. Even the vice president's brother, yeah, they're similar, but they're entirely different. The vice president's a short fucker. This has got a lot of potential. And it's really got a solid team on it. It really does. I mean, some of the names on here are not that great, but you got guys that we're connected to. It's the Waveform. A lot of fucking people on Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which wasn't a bad game. It's just to me, it wasn't as good as the original. Punch Out, and that's about it. It looks like Waveform and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. That might be the reason why. You've got to ignore people's past, because sometimes it's just because that's the team they were previously on. It may not be something they did in completely. Maybe the person who, right there, sound effects designer. I like the sound effects in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I mean, hell, you just got to look in that way. Did the Vacuum 3000 whatever sound good? Yeah. Did all of it sound, the ghost sound like Ghost? Yeah. So the sounds were good. So we have a good sound effects designer. Boom, right there. If you're worried about those kind of things, just fuck off. Try the demo, and you will see what they have to date. And you'll be able to know whether it's worthwhile or not. And worst comes to worst, it's not going to happen. And that will be very sad. So, time to wrap it up. I'm Aaron, the Gaming Godfather. This has been True Gamer Dimensions, and apparently I'm full of hate tonight, but a little bit of love.